This is 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV for Monday, July 29th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. We're at the hotel in Dayton, Ohio, as we've just completed the Go Therefore conference. Joe Artis Horn is on his way back. We'll be returning to the Ozarks tomorrow and back from the barn on Tuesday morning. But for tonight, a number of things to talk about. Item number 5 today is Israel. Hezbollah crossed all red lines. The words of Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz. He was describing the situation in northern Israel after a Hezbollah rocket fired from Lebanon hit a soccer field, killed 12 children playing soccer in the northern Israeli town of Majdal Shams. 34 others were injured. This happened on Saturday night. This is a majority Druze community. Now, the Druze are a kind of an offshoot of Shia Islam. They have some unique beliefs that they keep to themselves pretty much, but they are loyal Israeli citizens, Zionists for the most part, and many of them serve faithfully and very well in the Israeli Defense Forces. This has rocked the community. Hezbollah, after it fired the rocket on Saturday night, took credit for it until they realized what they'd hit. And then they immediately denied that they'd done it, and they tried to blame it on Israel. In fact, a pro-Hezbollah journalist whose media operation had been banned from Israel after the outbreak of war last October, somehow managed within 24 hours to get to that soccer field and broadcast, in her words, from Israel-occupied Syrian Golan and blame the deaths of the 12 Druze children on Israel. Now, Israel is not having any of it. The Druze are furious. Israelis are furious. Prime Minister Netanyahu called a meeting of his security cabinet on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening Israeli time, just a few minutes before this recording, which to timestamp it is about 4 p.m. Eastern time Sunday. The meeting concluded giving Prime Minister Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant permission to do whatever they see fit. So it appears as though war in the north is now imminent for Israel. And that leads to topic number 4, Turkey. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has threatened to invade Israel. He made that statement at a party meeting on Sunday. Quote, "We must be strong so Israel won't be able to do these things to the Palestinians, just as we entered Karabakh and Libya." Karabakh is Nagorno-Karabakh. That was a disputed area between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The Turks came into that conflict on the side of the Azeris. Just as we entered Karabakh and Libya, we will do the same to Israel. There is nothing left to do. We must be strong, end quote. He emphasized that Turkey sides with the Palestinians, mentioned the country has cut trade ties with Israel. This war broke out just as Israel and Turkey were beginning to normalize relations, and just before the normalization of relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. This has really served Iran's purposes of driving a wedge between Israel and Sunni Islam in the region. Since the war began, Erdogan has gone on several long diatribes against Israel. A few months ago, he said that Netanyahu and his administration, with their crimes against humanity in Gaza, are writing their names next to Hitler, Mussolini, and Stalin, end quote. The irony there, of course, is that it's actually the guys in Hamas and Hezbollah that do that old, salute from Germany in the 1940s. Seriously. Topic number 3, justice. Or something like it. Deep state is trying to game the system again, where Donald Trump is concerned. House Democrats are pushing to have the former chairman of the January 6th committee, who tried to strip Secret Service protection from Donald Trump, serve on the bipartisan commission investigating the recent assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Punchbowl News reporting earlier this week that House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries can choose 5 Democrats to serve alongside 6 Republicans on this committee, and one name in consideration is Representative Benny Thompson of Mississippi. Now, Thompson is the top Democrat in the House Homeland Security panel, so you'd think, okay, that's a qualification, but he also chaired the January 6th committee. Now, not only was that a kangaroo court of sorts, basically refused to admit any evidence that would have shed a different perspective on what happened January 6th of 2021. Thompson, in the spring of this year, introduced the Denying Infinite Security and Government Resources Allocated Toward Convicted and Extremely Dishonorable, clever acronym that spells out disgraced, Former Protectees Act, House Resolution 8081, the disgraced Former Protectees Act. This would have terminated Secret Service protection for any otherwise qualified candidate who'd been convicted of a felony. Well, one guess as to who Benny Thompson had in mind. Because, as you know, as we told you, former President Trump convicted of 34 counts of falsifying business records in New York, convictions that will certainly be overturned on appeal, but it would have stripped the former president of a Secret Service detail, leaving him even less protected than he already was on July 13th, when that young man took his shot at President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. Topic number 2, the Olympics. What an opening ceremony. You know, I'm really glad we're not in the barn, and I have an excuse for not showing you any images from the opening ceremony at the Paris Olympics Friday night. It was, I think debauched is not too strong a word. We really should have seen this coming, as the Paris Olympics Committee had drag queens and trans activists carrying the Olympic torch to Paris. I mean, traditionally, Olympic torchbearers are supposed to be chosen from lists of people with significant contributions to their communities. Drag queens? Okay. Anyway, the stated principles for Olympics 2024 are community, diversity, and the collective. In other words, the official theme of the Paris Olympics is woke. We stopped paying attention to the Olympics years ago, but every 4 years it comes around and we Christians are shocked to find gambling going on in here. It's a line from the movie Casablanca, because it's the same thing every 4 years, especially over the last 10, 12 years or so. Pagan imagery right in our faces. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. The Olympics are named for the mountain sacred to the pagan gods of ancient Greece and Rome, headed by the storm god Zeus, Jupiter, who was just Baal by a different name, who Jesus in Matthew 12 and Revelation 2 identified as Satan. Just following the lead of the god of this world. Speaking of the Olympics coming up, can you believe in Paris, of all places, the Olympics is running out of food, or certain kinds of food required by athletes. That's next on 5 and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can easily and conveniently stream this incredible new film, Void Earth Cataclysm Before Genesis, right now at skywatchtv.com/stream or on the mobile app for immediate access. However, if you'd like to receive your own hard copy on DVD, Skywatch TV is proud to announce the Void Earth Ultra Collection. When you order this exclusive collection from the Skywatch TV store, you'll receive the brand new documentary from Defender Investigative Films, Void Earth Cataclysm Before Genesis, along with Dr. Thomas Horn and Reverend Donna Howell's best-selling book, Before Genesis, The Unauthorized History of Tohu, Bohu, and the Chaos Dragon in the Land Before Time. These powerful works present astounding revelations like no other, taken directly from the Word of God, the conclusion to the events of Genesis that merges all contributing voices from not only the young and old creationist groups, but the scientific community as well into one balanced and agreeable climax. They reveal precisely how ancient archaeological sites like Göbekli Tepe and the Doorway of the Serpent point irrefutably to an intelligent race of beings here on Earth thriving before the time of Adam and under Lucifer's fallen dominion. They pull back the veil on exactly what the Earth was like during the without form and void era of Genesis 1-2, and so much more, featuring Dr. Michael Lake, Derek Gilbert, Reverend Donna Howell, Gary Stearman, and the late Dr. Thomas Horn in what would become his last documentary appearance ever. But that's not all. You'll also receive 315, The Genesis of All Prophecy by the legendary Rabbi Eric Walker, This prophetic, convicting, and heart-rending book exposes anti-Semitism as Satan's plan to eliminate the Jews and the catastrophic consequences the world will face if this agenda succeeds. Sold separately, all of these items hold a retail value of $75. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Void Earth Ultra Collection now.
Item number one today, the Olympics running out of food. You wouldn't think so. I mean, Paris is supposed to be one of the culinary capitals of planet Earth, and yet real food is in short supply in Olympics Village. This is reported by Outkick, which is a sports news site on the web. They report that even though the games only began with that blasphemery on Friday night, the organizers started running out of food desired by the athletes over the weekend, like, high-protein eggs, grilled chicken, the kind of things athletes need to fuel their muscles. Why? Because they didn't lay it in. They wanted to push more plant-based alternatives to reduce the carbon footprint of the Olympics. So members of the British team have actually taken to going out into Paris, finding restaurants, getting packed lunches, and bringing them back to the Olympics Village so they can actually eat some protein, some animal-based protein that they need to fuel those muscles, which really helps with that carbon footprint. Woke ruins everything. This week on Skywatch TV, we address the question, is the Earth old or young? What can the original Hebrew tell us about that? Donna Howell, Tom Horn, Gary Stearman, Dr. Michael Lake, yours truly, all featured on a new documentary from Defender Investigative Films called Void Earth. It's a fascinating conversation, and yes, it is possible that both old Earthers and young Earthers are right. They're both right. Don't miss this series and don't miss the documentary. You can watch the program right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our web content, all of our video content is always there. You can also catch it right now on a broadcast. Our partner Christian networks have their schedules posted at our website, skywatchtv.com/channels. You can watch it Roku or Apple TV. If you've got a set-top box, make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed. Over the internet, youtube.com/@skywatchtelevision or rumble.com/skywatchtv. Better yet, get our free mobile app. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. All of our video content is there. More features as well. It's absolutely free. And we've got links to the app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. 5 and 10 online, X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10, and on YouTube at 5in10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. Back in the Ozarks tomorrow. Until then, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.